half Mexican. One time I told him that I like the Barbie doll Ken. And he told me that I don't win. And that having premarital sex is a sin. So I grabbed him by the balls and say, hey, my favorite alcohol is gin. Yo, my name is Blake. On my birthday, I had a cake. And then I went to my bedroom and I fed a snake. I fed him a rake. Yeah! All we are is lunch for the my soda. So.
Hey YouTube! Today we went and saw To Save a Life with my whorish girlfriend and Blake.
In that hooker we found outside the theater?
Are you using a bath towel?
I'm fixing the problem!
Blake doesn't know how to clean.
Alright. My throat hurts. I was yelling all night.
And because you inhaled incense.
I inhaled incense at his house.
It's true.
It's better than pot.
It's better than pot.
We don't smoke pot. Pot's dumb. You're dumb.
Remember how we met, Blake?
Why are my pants unbuckled? This is a very small, little Christian-made film. Facing the Giants and Fireproof were directed by the same person and made by the same church. So the acting sucked in that movie because they weren't real actors. They were just churchgoers. This movie was made by actual actors. It's got a Christian production company behind it, but it's like the director's first film, I think.
But for a first, it was pretty good.
I think it's evident that I liked it more than you did.
I thought it was great. It touched my heart. Sorry, am I not allowed to drink on camera? Is that against the rules?
Reason, apparently, that this film played in our young town. Advanced screening. 3 youth pastors from three different churches in our town saw it and thought, man, teenagers really need to see this movie because it's important. So they raised $9,000 to guarantee a release here. So I don't know how big the release is. I was gonna check on Box Office Mojo, but I don't know how big the release is. But it did have a limited release this weekend. But I heard about it from some, Christian youth leaders of mine and etc. They said it was really good. So I'm like, you know what? I want to see this because I'm a Christian. Alex is a Christian.
Without the Christian bias, I actually think the movie was really good. Like, the movie itself had a really well, developed plot.
It's well paced. It is, what's the word? Converting. It took forever, but it's actually a good thing. It's not like he goes to church and all of a sudden is like, praise God. It's really not until the end where it's. In
all honesty, I didn't have that very high of hopes for this movie. I thought it was gonna be really cheesy, like a lot of Christian films are. Some of the passion that was god awful depressing.
Well, yeah. It's the crucifixion. It's like you go into this movie expecting it to, be really bad acting and really bad writing, like a TV movie kind of. Like I saw the trailer, I didn't think it looked all that good, but the acting isn't great, but it's not that bad. I thought the lead actually did a really good job.
Basically, the only problem I have with this movie is you could tell it was made, but with not a big budget, a pretty non-experienced director, but I think they did really well with that, and the fact that they did made it a better movie.
The only problem I had with it was the editing. I don't know if you know what that means. The transitions from scenes and stuff, some of it does seem kind of cheap. For the most part, I actually thought the production value was better than I thought, because like I said, the movie wasn't even going to play here.
Suicide is a very serious subject.
Deals with teen suicide, among other things. Me and Alex are very strong Christian males. Aren't we, Alex?
It's true.
We love Jesus.
It's true.
Yes, we do. We love Jesus. How about you?
How about you?
The only reason I know Alex is because of church. We've been going to church together since the 4th grade.
That's a good 6 years? Something like that.
Ow. I think it deals with a lot of things that a lot of non-Christians are going to be able to relate to. Going into this film, I wasn't sure how the main character was going to be handled. I didn't know if he was already a Christian or not. And I like how he wasn't a Christian at all. And, slowly becomes one.
You kind of knew what happened. You kind of knew the decision, how it was going to end. But the way they went about doing it was pretty different, and I think they did really well with it.
You didn't see Fireproof.
No.
No, Fireproof, that film with Kirk Cameron. I do like that film for the most part, but it does really come off as preachy. It is totally, driven by, the Christian message they're trying to, get people with. And the movie's really not like this. This movie really presents a lot of true things that, us Christians can relate to. Christian teenagers, that go to high school and etc. And, a lot of things that I think a lot of non-Christian teens will be able to relate to, as in how they've like thought of Christianity. I think a lot of like non-Christians will especially watch this movie and be like man, I can definitely like relate and stuff. You know, like I didn't expect it to be this good. I really did love this movie. It's better than Pot.
A movie that Christians and non-Christians should definitely go to because it serves a good purpose for both.
You said on the way home how it doesn't really talk about the gospel, which, yeah, there were some few scenes where I talk about like, okay, he's a Christian now, that yet they haven't really talked about what it really means to be a Christian yet. Weirdly, I kind of like that because, like I said, it doesn't really come off as preachy at all. It's definitely a very, you know, subtle message. And my mom's putting my dog away.
The floor is really sticking out.
Well, yeah.
Listen, just listen.
It's almost as if someone poured a soda on the floor. We'll mop it up later. It'll be fun. We can mop together.
Choreography it.
Will there be music in the background?
It's a hard night life for us, Blake. Hope you know that.
I really just want to make it clear that people need to see this movie.
Because
It's better than Pot.
it's better than Pot.
It's definitely obvious that, you know, we liked it as much as we did because we're Christians. You know, but in quality filmmaking, it really isn't that bad. You know, the problems that it does have with filmmaking, you know, lies in the budget. You know, they didn't have a buttload of money to
It's
work
like
with.
renting a really bad zombie movie.
Just even, like, outside of, like, the whole religious thing, it is, like, a good teen film that, you know, captures, you know, suicide and cutting and etc., 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 etc. Some good Christian bands, too.
It does. Actually, that's one thing I was also really impressed with, is the soundtrack.
But there was one thing that I really had a problem with that just kind of bugged me. The scene near the beginning when they're at a party and they're getting drunk, there was a song in the background that was basically like, let's go party, let's drink, you know? Some of it really is kind of cheesy, you know, the editing, and it's basically the editing. I mean, just there were so many like cuts where it's like they're walking and they would cut to them being like a little closer and then be cut to them being like this. When I say cheesy, I mean like it looks cheesy.
No.
I mean, I actually thought some of the acting was really good. I thought the lead did a really good job. Can't remember his name though. Seek it out, try and find a place where it's playing. Just trust us and be like, well, I don't believe in God, you know, I don't need to waste my money on that. I mean, like, seriously, there's a lot of, like, really honest stuff here. There's so many stuff in this movie that I saw, like, wow, I've seen that exact same thing happen. Because it really captures, like, every, you know, every person's aspect, you know, of Christianity. Like, the kid that doesn't believe in God and the kid that has to go to church because his parents want him to. And, you know, the judgmental, like, leader that doesn't want the kid to go to church because he impregnated his girlfriend.
A couple major flaws that ended up not bugging me that much, so I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10.
I think it was just a pube on your floor.
Yummy.
Alright, so I just thought it was a great film. You know, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 just because, you know, I loved it, man. I loved it.
Best movie of the year.
So far, yes, and this is the second movie of the year I've seen. The Book of Eli. And The Book of Eli had Christian undertones, too. Filmmakers are going gospel this year.
Funny that we were going to go see Legion.
We were never going to see Legion. I'm not seeing that sacrilegious BS. God is the villain! I fell in the theater.
It was really funny. Is it still wet? For some reason, I was running down the hallway away from him, and he threw a shoe at me, and as he was leaping on one foot to go get his shoe, he slipped on some mysterious wetness on the floor and landed on his back.
In the wetness.
It all got all wet, and then I laughed at him, and then
we got popcorn.
then we found $5. The rest is history.
We found $5?
No. That's the common line. Funny that it's a purple towel because you spilled grape soda.
Alright, so he gives it an 8 out of 10. I give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I'm going to stick with a 9 out of 10. I keep going back between 8.5
Shut
and 9 out
up,
of
it's
10.
9 out of 10. 8.5 a half is better.
Put your religion aside and see the film. This is a film for Christian kids. This is a film for atheist kids. This is a film for Jewish kids. This is the film for the kid that never got to play soccer because he wasn't cool enough. This is a movie for that kid sitting on the bleachers wishing a girl would talk to him. This is a movie for all those kids allergic to fruit. The kids that'll never know what a pear tastes like. The kid that'll never be able to feel the spikiness of a pineapple. In other words, this is a film for all teenagers. I definitely recommend it.
Thank you for that, Blake.
Have you